Hold on to your popcorn, because this tea is hotter than a Georgia summer and twice as messy. What happens when reality TV's favorite love triangle turns out to be less romance and more full-blown conspiracy? You thought Scrappy and Erica were just caught up in some messy drama. Think again. There's a secret audio clip that's about to rip the roof off this whole empire. And it's coming straight from the one person who's been lurking in the shadows, waiting to drop the ultimate bombshell. Tasha K. Could this be the scandal that finally exposes the twisted web behind the scenes? Who's really playing the game? Who's cashing the checks? And who's just the pawn? Buckle up, because what you're about to hear will change everything you thought you knew about Scrappy, Erica, Bambi, and the whole reality TV circus. Ready to dive deep into deception, double lives, and drama on steroids? Let's get into it. Scrappy, Erica, Bambi, and Tasha K. have become household names not just for their reality TV drama but for the tangled web of secrets, lies, and betrayals that keep their audiences hooked. What the cameras never show is often far more shocking than the scenes that make it to air. And now a secret audio clip has surfaced that threatens to blow the whole facade wide open. For months, fans watched as Scrappy quietly married Erica, in a courthouse ceremony that seemed like a minor subplot in a chaotic love triangle. The public assumed it was a genuine relationship blossoming amidst the typical reality show mess. But behind closed doors, things were very different. Scrappy's marriage to Erica was no fairy tale but a calculated business move designed to protect assets and manipulate public perception. Meanwhile, Bambi, the so-called last wife, played her part perfectly on camera, enduring emotional turmoil and betrayal while the network profited from her pain. This was not just reality television. This was a scripted saga masterminded by people who understood how to make money off deception. Enter Tasha K., a figure often dismissed as a loudmouth gossip, but one who quietly collected evidence and pieced together the puzzle that would expose the entire scheme. While the internet obsessed over Bambi's comeback and Scrappy's public antics, Tasha was building a case with leaked documents, insider testimonies, and that one explosive audio recording. When she finally dropped it during a live stream, the impact was immediate and devastating. Scrappy's voice filled the room as he confessed to a confidant how the two marriages served distinct purposes. Erica's was for legal protection and financial maneuvering. Bambi's for keeping the cameras rolling and fans hooked. Two households, one bank account, he said with chilling casualness, revealing a level of manipulation that turned what seemed like love stories into cold business transactions. The revelation shocked fans and critics alike because it challenged everything they thought they knew about these people and the network that built their fame. The audacity to keep both women believing they were the main partner, all while cashing checks from two fronts, was a betrayal on an industry scale. To make matters worse, leaked emails from VH1 producers showed the network was not just aware of the double game but actively encouraged it. One email instructed production teams to maintain the storyline in a way that kept both women thinking they were the centerpiece, knowing full well it would create maximum drama and boost ratings. This was no accident or poor judgment. It was a calculated decision to exploit personal relationships for profit. The public response was a mixture of outrage, disbelief, and morbid fascination. Social media exploded with hashtags, calling out the scheme and demanding accountability. Fans flooded the comment sections of every related post, sharing memes and dissecting every word of the leaked audio as if it were gospel truth. At the center of the storm was Bambi, who chose silence over social media storms, opting to shut down her accounts and focus on legal action. She was seen entering a downtown law office dressed sharply, carrying thick folders that hinted at a serious lawsuit not only against Scrappy but possibly the network itself. Meanwhile, Erica's attempts to maintain her skincare brand's launch were drowned out by the scandal. Supporters and critics alike bombarded her with questions about her involvement, referencing old interviews where she hinted at business motivations behind her relationship. The damage to her reputation was swift and severe, forcing her to go live and deny any knowledge of the financial ploy, though skepticism lingered. Scrappy, the alleged mastermind, disappeared from the public eye. His social media went silent, and rumors spread of him hiding out and arguing with his management over the fallout. His once confident public persona was replaced with nervousness and retreat as the scandal unraveled. Meanwhile, Tasha K. remained unshaken, capitalizing on the chaos she created. She teased more information in follow-up clips and live streams, hinting that others were involved and that the full story was far from over. Her revelations stirred paranoia and confusion not only among fans but also among producers and cast members who feared being dragged into the mess. VH1 scrambled behind the scenes, holding emergency meetings to decide whether to sue Tasha for airing the damaging audio or to keep silent in hopes the scandal would die down. The network's dilemma exposed just how deep the problem went and how much it relied on manufactured drama to keep viewers hooked. Anonymous crew members came forward with more leaked information, alleging that producers knew of Scrappy's multiple marriages long before the public did and actively shaped the narrative to maximize impact. These leaks added fuel to the fire and made it impossible for the network to ignore the growing backlash. Bambi, meanwhile, started gathering support from other reality stars who had experienced similar manipulations, indicating that a larger lawsuit against the network was in the works. Text messages and sworn statements hinted at a pattern of exploitation that went beyond just one show or one cast. Erica, feeling the pressure, broke her silence in a late-night Instagram live, insisting she was not part of any scam and had married Scrappy out of love and loyalty to their child. But her words did little to quell the rumors and skepticism as the internet continued to dig up past clips, where she spoke about building an empire, raising questions about her true intentions. In the midst of this chaos, a new twist emerged. Tasha K dropped more audio, revealing that Yandi, another well-known figure connected to the group, had been secretly involved in orchestrating the entire scheme. Text messages allegedly between Yandi and Scrappy showed coordination on managing legal paperwork and public appearances to keep both women in the dark and the money flowing. This new allegation shook fans who had seen Yandi as an innocent bystander and intensified the public's demand for answers. While Yandi denied any wrongdoing and avoided media questions, her silence only fueled speculation. The combination of audio, leaked texts, and insider reports painted a picture of a carefully engineered plan involving multiple players who all benefited from the deception. The scandal expanded from a personal betrayal to a massive industry controversy implicating not just individuals but an entire network's ethics and integrity. The public watched, riveted by every update, every leak, and every new allegation. The story was no longer just about reality TV drama but about power, money, and manipulation behind the scenes. Fans debated furiously, some defending their favorite stars, others condemning them for greed and dishonesty. Meanwhile, the stars themselves prepared for battles far beyond the cameras. Bambi's legal team worked on building a civil suit accusing Scrappy of fraud, breach of trust, and emotional distress, while hinting at adding VH1 and others to the list of defendants for their role in the deception. Erica weighed her options, possibly considering counterclaims if the new evidence against her turned out to be fabricated. Scrappy's public silence was becoming louder than any statement, and industry insiders speculated about his next moves as the pressure mounted. The whole saga exposed the thin line between reality and performance in the world of reality television and left fans questioning what was ever real, and what was just another scripted plot designed to keep them watching. This was just the beginning of a storm that promised more secrets, more betrayals, and more revelations to come. The scandal only deepened as more details surfaced, revealing a level of deception so elaborate it seemed ripped from a Hollywood script rather than real-life Scrappy's. Legal marriage to Erica was just the tip of the iceberg, as anonymous sources began leaking reports of lavish spending sprees funded by the tangled finances of these overlapping relationships. According to insider accounts, Scrappy was not only juggling two marriages but also orchestrating a complex financial web that included multiple bank accounts and shell companies designed to funnel money from endorsements, appearances, and VH1 deals directly into private hands. These sources claimed that the money trail showed extravagant purchases including luxury cars, high-end jewelry, and expensive vacations, all paid for by the combined earnings from both households. This elaborate setup was allegedly maintained through a series of falsified documents and backdoor deals that kept the network in the dark, while the cast members played their parts to perfection. The revelation that Scrappy had not only deceived his wives, but also the very network that built his career, shocked fans who had assumed the drama was limited to on-screen confrontations. But behind the scenes, it was a financial circus on steroids. One source described it as a soap opera with spreadsheets, explaining how the layers of deception were carefully designed to maximize profits and minimize scrutiny. The public reaction was swift and fierce. Social media platforms exploded with outrage as fans grappled with the idea that their favorite stars had been manipulating them for financial gain. comment sections filled with accusations of fraud, dishonesty, and betrayal, while others speculated about the psychological toll on Bambi and Erica, who had been kept in the dark for so long. The intensity of the backlash caught many off guard, as loyal supporters felt betrayed and casual viewers found themselves captivated by the unfolding drama. News outlets jumped on the story with fake investigative reports, speculating about possible criminal charges and the implications for VH1's reputation. Headlines screamed about corruption and abuse of power within the reality TV industry, painting a picture of an entertainment empire built on lies and exploitation. The drama took a darker turn when leaked conversations suggested that some producers and executives had actively participated in orchestrating the charade. According to emails obtained by an anonymous whistleblower, production teams were instructed to suppress any information that might expose the dual marriages and to manipulate footage in a way that preserved the illusion of genuine emotional conflict. This revelation raised serious ethical questions about the complicity of the network in perpetuating the deception and exploiting the cast's personal lives for ratings. The response from VH1 was cautious and calculated, issuing vague statements that denied knowledge of any wrongdoing while emphasizing their commitment to ethical storytelling. But the damage was done. The trust that fans had placed in the network was eroding rapidly, and calls for transparency grew louder. As the story unfolded, it became clear that the scandal was not just a simple case of personal betrayal but a systemic issue involving collusion between cast members and network executives. The power dynamics at play allowed certain individuals to benefit financially and professionally, while others were left to deal with the fallout. The impact on Bambi was profound. She was seen as the emotional heart of the scandal, a woman who had been publicly humiliated and manipulated but who was now poised to fight back with legal action. Her decision to shut down her social media accounts and retreat from the public was seen as a strategic move to regroup and prepare for the battle ahead. Sources close to her revealed that she was working tirelessly with her legal team, gathering evidence not only against Scrappy but also against VH1 and other parties involved in the scheme. The lawsuit, that was rumored to be in preparation, was said to include allegations of fraud, emotional distress, and conspiracy, adding a new layer of complexity to the already explosive situation. Erica, meanwhile, struggled to maintain her public image. Her skincare brand launch was overshadowed by the controversy, as customers questioned her integrity and motives. Old interviews where she spoke about business and empire building resurfaced, fueling speculation about her role in the scheme. Despite her denials and attempts to shift the narrative, the shadow of doubt lingered and affected her professional endeavors. The once clear line between personal relationships and business dealings had blurred beyond recognition, with allegations flying in every direction and no one coming out unscathed. Scrappy's disappearance from the public spotlight only added fuel to the fire. With no statements or appearances, fans and media alike were left to speculate wildly about his next move. Reports of heated confrontations with his management and friends painted a picture of a man grappling with the fallout of his own making. The mounting pressure seemed to have taken a toll on his mental and emotional state, as whispers of possible financial troubles and broken alliances circulated widely. In contrast, Tasha K embraced the chaos with calculated precision. Her continued releases of teasers and partial evidence kept the story alive and the internet buzzing. Every new detail sparked fresh waves of speculation and conspiracy theories, keeping both fans and insiders on edge. The way she maneuvered through the scandal demonstrated not just her knack for uncovering dirt, but also her understanding of how to control a narrative and maximize impact. Behind the scenes, tensions escalated as VH1's executives faced mounting criticism and internal turmoil. The emergency meetings called to discuss legal options against Tasha revealed the network's desperation to contain the damage, but also their fear that any public response could backfire spectacularly. This internal conflict spilled over into production, with reports of disrupted shoots and heightened security measures at reunion tapings, highlighting how deeply the scandal had penetrated the fabric of the show. The emergence of additional anonymous crew members stepping forward with more damning information further complicated the situation. Allegations that multiple producers knew about Scrappy's dual marriages months before the public were particularly damaging. The suggestion that key players actively helped craft storylines that exploited these secrets for ratings added a new dimension to the controversy. One insider likened the production to a reality TV mafia where loyalty was bought and sold and secrets were currency. This narrative captivated fans and critics alike, who followed every new development with rapt attention. The scandal reached a fever pitch when the name Yandi was dragged into the mess. Tasha K revealed alleged text conversations that implicated her in coordinating the scheme with Scrappy, purportedly orchestrating timelines and appearances. To keep both women unaware and the money flowing, the texts included chilling instructions about keeping Bambi happy on camera while quietly handling legal paperwork, with Erica painting Yandy as the mastermind behind the scenes shocked many fans who had seen her as a trusted friend and ally. The fallout was immediate and intense. Yandy's public silence and repeated no-comment responses to the media only intensified suspicions and speculation, with some fans calling for her to be held accountable while others debated whether she was a scapegoat or a willing participant. The expanding list of accused individuals transformed what started as a personal scandal into an industry-wide controversy, raising questions about ethics, accountability, and the true nature of reality television. The story dominated gossip pages and social media for weeks, sparking endless debates and dividing fans into camps defending their favorites or condemning the alleged conspirators. Each new revelation felt like a dagger twisting deeper into the heart of a once-beloved franchise, but no one was willing to look away. The legal battles looming on the horizon promised to shake the foundations of the entertainment world, with potential lawsuits that could expose corrupt practices and force networks to reevaluate their approach to storytelling. In the midst of the chaos, all eyes remained on Bambi, Erica, Scrappy, and Yandy as they navigated a minefield of public scrutiny, personal attacks, and legal threats. This unfolding drama was far from over and promised more twists, shocks, and revelations that would keep audiences glued to their screens for the foreseeable future. As the scandal continued to spiral out of control, the consequences became impossible to ignore. What started as whispers and leaked audios had now exploded into a full-blown crisis, engulfing everyone involved. Scrappy's carefully constructed empire was crumbling beneath the weight of public outrage and mounting legal threats. The once untouchable reality star found himself facing not just angry fans, but also former allies turning their backs and sponsors rushing to cut ties. The financial fallout was immediate. Several high-profile endorsements vanished overnight, leaving Scrappy scrambling to salvage what was left of his career. His social media accounts remained silent, while rumors swirled about frantic meetings with lawyers and management desperately trying to control the damage. Bambi's legal battle took center stage as she officially filed a civil lawsuit not only against Scrappy but also naming VH1 and key executives, accusing them of orchestrating the deception and profiting from the emotional abuse she endured. The legal papers alleged fraud, breach of trust, and conspiracy, painting a dark picture of a reality TV machine that exploited its stars for ratings and money. Her lawsuit promised to expose the inner workings of a network more interested in drama than truth, and set a precedent for others who felt similarly exploited. Erica was also caught in the crossfire, struggling to keep her reputation afloat. Her skincare brand faced boycotts and backlash as customers flooded her pages, demanding answers and refunds. Old interviews resurfaced where she admitted to seeing their relationship as a business arrangement, further complicating her public defense. Despite her denials, the damage to her image was done, and she appeared increasingly isolated, scrambling to manage the fallout with carefully crafted social media posts and limited public appearances. Her attempts to distance herself from the scheme only fueled speculation about her true involvement. Meanwhile, Yandy faced intense scrutiny, with fans and media demanding explanations for her alleged role as the mastermind behind the financial and legal maneuverings. Her public silence was met with frustration and accusations of guilt by association. Paparazzi hounded her outside restaurants and events, creating a circus atmosphere that only deepened the scandal's reach. The network itself was not immune to the backlash. VH1's reputation took a severe hit as insiders revealed emergency meetings and internal conflicts over how to respond. The leaked emails and whistleblower statements cast the network as complicit in the deception, causing sponsors to reconsider partnerships and advertisers to question their involvement. Behind the scenes, production schedules were disrupted, security heightened, and tensions ran high as cast members and crew grappled with the unfolding disaster. The industry was watching closely as the scandal exposed vulnerabilities in the reality TV business model, prompting discussions about ethics, transparency, and the limits of entertainment at the expense of real people. The reunion special, which had promised to be a cathartic moment, instead became a powder keg, with security doubled and legal teams present. The tension was palpable as Bambi arrived with her attorney, clearly prepared for a confrontation. Erica showed up with a binder of evidence, while Scrappy appeared visibly nervous, beads of sweat on his forehead signaling the pressure he was under. The host tried to address the elephant in the room, bringing up the leaked audio, but was interrupted when a producer rushed on stage, signaling a last-minute development. The filming was paused, leaving everyone in suspense. When it resumed, the host cautiously announced that Tasha K had just gone live again, delivering a bombshell that would overshadow even the previous revelations. Phones were pulled out as cast members and audience alike watched in real time, the chat exploding with excitement and shock. Tasha K revealed video footage that allegedly showed meetings between Scrappy and producers plotting the storyline and coordinating the dual marriage scheme. This new evidence threatened to upend the reunion, entirely casting doubt on the authenticity of everything fans had seen so far. The cast members sat in stunned silence, their reactions caught between shock, anger, and disbelief. As the layers of deceit peeled back further, the internet erupted with renewed fury, with fans demanding accountability and calling for the network to be held responsible for what many called a betrayal of trust. The scandal also sparked wider conversations about the reality TV industry's ethics, with commentators dissecting how much of what was seen on screen was genuine versus manufactured, and the toll this takes on those involved. The legal battles promised to be long and complicated, with experts predicting that the fallout could lead to significant changes in how reality television is produced and regulated. Industry insiders whispered about potential reforms and calls for stricter oversight to prevent similar situations from happening again. Meanwhile, the public remained captivated, caught between disbelief and fascination, eager for the next revelation or twist in this ongoing saga. The story had evolved from simple reality TV drama into a cultural phenomenon, exposing greed, deception, and the dark side of fame. As the dust settled, the future of all parties involved remained uncertain, with careers hanging in the balance, reputations tarnished, and relationships irreparably damaged. This was not just a scandal but a cautionary tale about the costs of living life in the spotlight, and the consequences when the line between truth and fiction becomes dangerously blurred. The world was watching and waiting to see what would come next from Bambi, Erica, Scrappy, Yandi, and Tasha K, in a saga that promised more surprises and drama for anyone brave enough to follow every twist and turn. So what do you think about all this? Is Scrappy the mastermind villain, or just a guy caught in a crazy web he helped weave? And what about the rest? Bambi, Erica, Yandi, and of course Tasha K, are they victims, conspirators, or something in between? This scandal has everything: secrets, lies, money, betrayal, making us question how much of reality TV is real and how much is just smoke and mirrors. But here's the thing, the story isn't over. New twists could drop at any moment, and who knows what other skeletons might come tumbling out of these closets. We want to hear what you think. Drop your hottest takes and wildest theories in the comments below. Don't hold back, this is the kind of drama that keeps us all hooked and talking for weeks. If you want to stay ahead of the curve and never miss a breaking story like this one, smash that like button and subscribe right now. Hit the bell icon so you get notified as soon as we drop the next bombshell. Trust me, you don't want to be the last to know when the next twist explodes. Stay tuned, because this reality TV is far from done, and we'll be here bringing you every juicy detail.